Hi everyone, I hope everybody is doing well. I know this table is really dark right now. We're doing this reading in the dark. I was actually in my bed underneath my sheets trying to sleep. It's 1 o'clock in the morning right now. It wasn't happening. So I said, I'm just gonna go downstairs to the basement where the desk is and record a reading because I'm not just gonna sit there staring at the darkness. I can't even look at the ceiling. I was gonna say staring at the ceiling, but the lights were off. Couldn't even see that. So here I am. This usually happens to me, and I'm sure some of you could relate, when there's some kind of stress or change. Nothing particularly negative is happening in my life, but you guys know I'm in Jersey right now visiting family. I've been here for 2 months now. If you're new here, I'm originally from here. I moved to the Dominican Republic, to Punta Cana 2 years ago. So I'm going back now. It's the school year starting. So my daughter has to go back to school. She starts on Monday. I'm leaving Thursday. So whenever something like stressful like that is about to come up, this is what tends to happen, like just thinking of saying goodbye, having to pack, making sure I packed everything, preparing for school, the financial burden of traveling and school and everything at the same time. Just start overthinking. And God bless people that can just turn that off. Right? And I was talking about that in yesterday's reading. It's already part of the channeling, so I'm not just talking about myself. How we really have to monitor our thoughts. When I was giving that reading, when I was channeling the reading from yesterday, one of the first things I did say, though, was I'm channeling this message with no judgment for you, because I'm a human being as well, and I go through it. I'm going through it right now. Like, it's easy to say, yeah, hey, don't stress or don't think about this. We know the concept. We know the thoughts create our reality. So by stressing, what you end up doing, it's pointless. It's a pointless use of energy. You can be aware of that. The energy you give off when you're stressed, when you're actually manifesting what you think about. So, like I just said, I gave you a brief example. I'm not going to go on and on about my life, right? But like sitting there thinking about like all of these bills that I have to pay in like such a short period of time, and the travel and that stuff starts to overwhelm me, right? Because you guys know I'm single. But is it worth it to sit there and think about that? But we're human. How do you turn that off? Right? That's what we were talking about yesterday. But it's not the action of thinking about it. It's the meaning we give things. That's why, I said, I'm going to channel my energy into something else. I'm going to put that aside. What I'm not going to do right now is continue to lie on this bed and get stuck in this thought process in my most vulnerable state of manifestation. Because I don't know if you guys know, but when you are falling asleep, that is prime manifesting time, because the way that your brain waves are functioning at that moment, it's like a meditation. So if you ever catch yourself really, really going down, the wrong thought process at night, which unfortunately tends to happen, it's better to get up and do something else, do something positive or something else. Just try, because you are to distract yourself from that thought process, not to dissociate, and just act like it doesn't exist, but you got to do something, because you're going to end up manifesting all the shit you're thinking about, right? I could have sat on that bed and just stressed myself out for the next 2 hours and made things worse. Than they already are. I'm going through a lot right now. I'm not gonna lie. With a lot of things. So that's what I was talking about in yesterday's reading. Is like, you're not alone. It's hard. But you got to catch yourself when you do it. You got to catch yourself when you do it. Because thoughts create our reality. It's just the truth. But the concept is easy. The law of attraction, the concept of manifesting and how it works, it's easy. It's easy to understand the concept. It's not easy to practice because we are human, because we are in a constant battle within ourselves between the good and the bad, the light and the dark, whatever you want to say. Not to mention that 95% of our thoughts are subconscious. Do you know that? Do you know that? Only 5% of our actions and thought process is conscious. This is in psychology and neurology textbooks. 95% of what we think, we're not even aware of it, like consciously. It's just, they're like old programs running in the background, which is even crazier because that shit is manifesting your reality as well. And that's where it gets really tricky. Because how do you delete those files, right? You want to know what's in your subconscious mind. The clock just went ding. I guess it's 1 a.m. Like officially. I think it was like 12:55 or something when I came down here. You want to know what's in your subconscious mind? Look at your situations. Look what's going on around you. Look at what's stressing you, right? That's like stage 1, right? But at least start tackling what you can control for now. Like, catch yourself in little things. Clearing. Maybe play some with music. I did mention in another reading, I highly recommend Gregorian chants. It doesn't matter if you're not Catholic, if you're not Christian. I know they play them a lot in churches. It doesn't matter what your religion is. It's about the frequency, the vibration of Gregorian chants. If you find yourself in one of those states, like the state that I'm in tonight, and I'm working real hard not to be in because, like I already told you, put on some Gregorian chants. It really helps raise your vibration, clear your energy. And if you have any dark entities or demonic spirits that are trying to cling to you, because the thing is, when your vibration gets low and you get into these negative loops, that's what sucks. Those dark entities that just got the chills, those demonic spirits are roaming around earth just waiting for you to lower your vibration, waiting for us to get in that state of mind to then, yes, like look at us like a target. It's like we start glowing red and they're like, yeah, there's a target. Let's go suck on them like a leech. Legit. That's how it works. And then we get infected. We don't even know that they attached to us last night. They start effing with our mind, effing with our manifestations, effing with our energy. A good way to cleanse that, play Gregorian chants. I know I keep saying it, but it really works. If you need to do a clearing, okay? If you feel like your energy is off, do 15 minutes. Do 15 minutes. With your eyes closed, meditate to it. I do find that after you play it, if there's something dark that was trying to attach itself or did attach itself to you, some paranormal shit is going to happen. Mark my words. A book's going to fall off a shelf. Something's going to break. You're going to trip. Like something completely uncanny and crazy happens every time. Clearing. Remove energy blockages by clearing out unwanted emotional or material clutter. Music. Express yourself by playing an instrument or singing. Music will lift your spirits. That's about raising your vibration, lifting your spirits. That's crazy because even though I started this reading talking about what I just went through, nonetheless, they're confirming that they never have me share, because I could just like be like every other reader and just click on and say, hey everyone, I'm just going to record a reading right now. You don't have to know what the hell led me to record right now. It's none of your business, but I'm sharing it with you as I love you guys. But also, whenever they have me like go on about my experiences, I'm not just talking. It's also part of the energy, you know. I mean, look, because that says it right there. It's just a reminder to do that. Now we're going to go on and see what other messages we get here. Whoa. Affirm. Create your own affirmations. Think of words, phrases that inspire you and write them down. What's this? Recharge. You need to recharge. Please slow down. It's not selfish to take time out and look after yourself. Okay? The problem here, again, because they never give, they never give my example for no reason. Like I'm telling you, like a lot of my stressors come because of the added responsibility I have being the sole, parent of a child, So I don't take a lot of time for myself. And if I do have a little money, it has to go for her and her tuition and her then this and this and this and this and this and this. I'm not even in Jersey because of me. I'm here for her to see grandma, etc. So, but what ends up happening in those situations is you don't take care of yourself. And you got to take care of number one. So you don't get depleted. Right? Or else you can't take care of number two. Okay. Again, I just saw the clearing card and friends in reverse. And this is a deck that I don't use reversals for. But I just heard something there. I feel like you need to... Yeah, look, and now protection just flipped out here. You're not alone. You're being looked after by your spirit guides and angels. They do want you to know that they're always by your side and they're always protecting you. However, I want you to be very aware who you have around you as well. Energy vampires, people that want to suck the energy out of you. Naysayers, people that stress you. People that are unhappy in their own life. If you have not balanced, if you have not mastered the gift, because it is hard, you got to practice doing it, of putting an emotional boundary around you so that you can be around people that have dark entities around them or negative Nancys, right? Or Debbie Downers or whatever, and to protect yourself from them, and you easily absorb the energy, right? Because I'm like that since I'm a medium. I absorb and I pick up on everybody's energy. So I had to really make a conscious choice to learn how to, and sometimes it's still hard, learn how to turn like a button, like put a button to create some kind of energetic shield around me so that I don't get triggered around people, etc. Because I tend to absorb people's energy. Okay? You got to learn how to do that, even though the angels are protecting you, because I'm getting you have people around you that also get into your head a lot because of their own issues, like some kind of toxicity you need to get away from. Now we're getting into more details in the reading. That was first just some channeling, but I'm getting there's some people you need to get away from. Friends, family. I literally just said friends, family. I started shoveling and it ended up back at clearing friends. I know that this is hard and this is a message. Sometimes we have friends forever, like for people that you've known since childhood. But over time, people get to choose their path. So let's say you got to a place where you learned the concepts I'm telling you, but you have somebody that's very toxic and they never learn how to protect themselves and they're very negative and they project a lot of their shit onto people and like they just don't see the light. You don't have to cut off everybody around you that struggles, but you need to know how to protect yourself spiritually. But there are people that you got to just keep a distance from. That's just the truth, right? Even if, let's say, a friend you used to hang out with all the time, you stop having things in common after a while. Let's say you've had a friend since you were 18 and your main, what you guys used to do together mostly was go to the bar and drink and smoke. Now you're trying to, or even do drugs together, whatever the case may be. I'm just throwing out examples here. Now you're trying to change your life, right? You're trying to have them into your life anyway because you love them. But they're still doing drugs and stuff while you're here getting a master's degree or saving money and having a completely different life. You have to make a decision how to have boundaries or to cut people off politely. You don't have to be their enemy. But you got to put yourself first. There are some friends here that you need to be careful, that you need to have some boundaries with. Okay? Because they may be affecting your situation more than you know. You might even need to move. You might be living or working with some of these people. The divine wants you to know this affects your life a lot more than you even know it does. I literally just said work or like live or work with these people. Career. It's time to add extra energy to your career area or maybe try something new. The confirmation as I speak. Okay? Don't forget that, the crazy thing, I mean, it's just the way the world works, but you really think about it. If you go to work in the morning, you come home at night, the majority of your life is literally work. It used to be school. Now it's work. You spend more time trying to make money and working and with the people in your work, etc., than with your family a lot of times. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of times. Okay? Look positive. And home. I said you either live with these people or work with these people. Home. It's time to renovate or change something in your home environment or move home. It literally says that. Followed by positive. Enjoy this positive time. Smile. Know that everything's going well. You need to surround yourself with people that are positive in your career, your home. Enough is enough. Maybe you've been thinking about this. They might be making you sick. Literally. This is your sign. And you might be in a situation right now where it's difficult. Okay, great. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm going through. But where am I going to get a new job from? I need the money. Where am I going to move to? I can't afford to move to another place. Okay, but that's the message. That goes hand in hand with what we started, right? So maybe you're in a tough situation right now, but you need to then make a plan. Because nothing changes if you don't try to change it. Even if it takes a year or two. Think about 2 years ago. Now think about how fast that went, right? I can't freaking believe that my daughter is about to start her 3rd year of school in the Dominican Republic. I have officially been there for over 2 years. What the freak? When did that happen? And sometimes I can even shame myself and, take this as an example because sometimes I think back, I'm 2 years, I could have done so. I had an illusion in my mind of so many things that I wanted to do in those 2 years, and I feel like I wasted it. Doing the same shit every day, getting stuck in the same thought pattern, And think about your life like that. That's what happens. It doesn't mean that you're crazy. Just you do the same shit every day. Before you know it, time just keeps going. 2 years have passed. How exactly you got to do something to start this change. I'm telling you, your career and your environment is affecting you like no other. And the friends that you're surrounding yourself or the people you're surrounding yourself with. It might even be family. That's okay. You can have toxic family and you need, in order to find yourself, unless you separate from them and the dynamic, healing can't come. You might need to do that for your own benefit. Sometimes having distance from certain people actually improves your relationship with them over time. Legit. Again, I could talk about myself. When I lived in Jersey, my relationship with my parents was getting a little toxic. But with me being away and creating that distance, now when I'm here, they don't talk to me in the ways that they used to, and vice versa. We don't argue like we used to. We see each other differently now, right? Because you need to create that space in order to sometimes to heal things and to give space for those dark entities to leave while you clear them. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over, right? But I definitely see a move here and a change in career. And it's crazy because that came out in the reading yesterday. This might be another omen. The divine wants you to know they're protecting you while this happens, but something got to change. I'm hearing there's something, every city has an energy, like a frequency. You have a higher possibility of making more money doing even what you're doing in your same field in a different city that simultaneously also has a better quality of life. I'm hearing that. So if it's crossed your mind, let this be your sign. Okay? I didn't mean to make this reading really long. Like I told you, it's 1 a.m. So, but I'm going to pull some cards on that. What do you want to tell me about that, what I just said? No. Done. I just need one. These are great cards, but because the card stock is it's thick, it makes the deck thicker, right? Tarot has the same amount of cards, but look at the difference. It's double in size. Same amount of cards. You can't really tell that when shuffling. It's harder to shuffle cards like that. Let's see what we got here. The Creator, no. Why? Why do we have the no card with the creation? Hold on. That's what I'm getting. It's something is blocking you from manifesting. Yeah, look. Something where you're at is keeping you in the 5 of Pentacles. It's struggle, hardship, loss. Something about where you're at is keeping you in a financially difficult situation or in an energy of lack. And the thing is that you keep trying to create things. This card has always perplexed me. This deck has a yes and a no card. This is the no card, but it's called the Creator. And I always found that weird because it's to be the Creator card, shouldn't that be yes because you're creating, you know? But with the 5 of Pentacles, it's there's an element here of you constantly trying to create something new, or you're looking for something new. You're searching for purpose. You're searching for a change. And every time that you think that you reached the destination or the career or the change that's going to make things different, you end up in the same situation. You end up in the same loss, struggle, and hardship. So maybe this is this goes beyond. This is a sign for you that then this is beyond, you needing to just make changes in the little things I got a new job, I'm changing job. You think everything's gonna change. Number one, maybe you need to see a therapist because there's something subconscious you need to work on that's constantly keeping you in this lack mentality in the first place. And number two, maybe it's just the environment you're in. Maybe you're being called to go somewhere else, to do something else. Tell me, why is this 5 of Pentacles? Why is this no card and this 5 of Pentacles here? The Hermit and the Knight of Cups. The Hermit, healing, solitude, and inner work. And the Knight of Cups, proposal, quest, prospect, and pride. Right? I'm getting you keep going on a quest towards new prospects, new beginnings, with your pride intact. But you're constantly, every time you think you're going to create something, you're constantly left in a state of solitude and having to do, you know, and being alone or feeling alone, like something's missing. I feel because there's some inner work that you need to do. The change has to come from within. Okay? First of all. Second of all, the people you have around you, or just the energy you have around you, you got to separate from it a little bit. Okay? And I really do see a move for you. Tell me about this move. Well, literally, they confirm it every time. I asked about a move, and here it says, look at the card we got. We got Ace of Wands and Four of Wands. But this card has messages on it, right? Look what this Ace of Wands literally says. I don't know if you can see it because it's dark. This Ace of Wands says career beginnings and travel. If you've been looking for a job in a different city or a different place, this is your sign that you are going to get it and it's going to go well. Four of Wands, creativity, union, and freedom. And it's going to lead you to not just a relationship, not just a happy family, a union, but you're going to feel like you're living your, like, a purposeful life. There's an element of getting away from certain people and getting closer to other people. I know that I said that sometimes you have to separate from family, but maybe it's time for, I also see the same thing in reverse, like getting closer to family. Maybe you've been isolating yourself a lot from family members. Maybe an opportunity is coming for you to like live around them. Explore that. Right? Explore that. Maybe you have older children already. I don't know what your age is. That need a place to live. And you're having an opportunity. And I say that because the Four of Wands is creating a family. You're having an opportunity to create a home with them. You know? Somewhere else or something like that. Maybe you have an older child that wants to go to college in a different city. So you're like thinking of like moving to where they're going, right? Starting something new, something like that. Whatever this is, it's going to lead to some kind of freedom here. Tell me more. Why is this lack? Well, why is this lack here? This Five of Pentacles here, though. Like, what happened? Hold on. What happened here? Temperance. Everything that you have gone through so far was to teach you how to live a more balanced life. It was a lesson. The Ace of Cups here says, love, relationships, beginnings. I do see a relationship forming in your life. This is new beginnings altogether. Okay? But what's the element of like the people around you that need to, you see? Endings, final closure, 10 of Swords. Like there needs to just be an ending to a situation that's not doing you any good. What's this 10 of Swords here for? What's this ending? The Devil and the Moon. The ending might have a lot to do with it's putting a closure, putting an ending. It could be to your own fear, to your own devil energy, or to all the energy vampires, to your own shadow. It's time to live life differently. This is literally what it says. Ten of Swords, Devil, Moon. This is painful. Something might have ended in your life lately, or is going on that's pushing you towards really analyzing, going deep into your shadows. And that's exactly what the divine wanted you, so that you can be pushed to make some kind of change. Overall, this is a beautiful omen. Overall, the message today was to control your thoughts. Be aware of who you have in your life. And also a need for changing your environment. I don't want to go on and on about the same message. I'm also getting exhausted at this point. So I'm going to keep this one light. Shit. Wow. Stop, stop, stop. Can't even shuffle. Can't even shuffle. Let me shuffle like this first. Let's shuffle 3 times. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 2, and 3. You see, this came out, this flipped like twice now. Number 18, barking up the wrong tree, dead end, stalemate, not now, lack of clarity, perspective shift needed. That's what we were talking about the whole reading. It's the need to change your perspective. And it's like also the message where like the divine is purposely kind of causing things not to go right in particular situations. Like closing doors on purpose, kind of like just to like alert you that you need to go a new route. That you're meant to do more, meant to do something else. Because in the meantime, number 10, swinging on the front porch, good times, cozy feelings, slow down, be in nature, and thankfulness. That's what they're trying to lead you to, a life of more peace. Good times, cozy feelings, slow down, be in nature, thankfulness. If you're being pushed to move, they might be telling you to move somewhere that's like less city and more tranquil. And you'd be surprised. You might be very stubborn in your thinking. You know, like I would never live anywhere that's not a city. I could never live, you know, in the suburbs. I could never do it. Like, it's just not in me, blah, 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 blah. And you're keeping yourself really in a really, really, really limited mentality where, like, if you just listen to your intuition or what the divine is trying to guide you to, it's very different from like what your mind is processing that is good for you right now in the first place, right? Like, you're barking up the wrong tree. Like, if you allow some kind of change, everything's gonna change. You know? It's like my sister. Because when I moved to New Jersey, my sister's 7.5 years older than me. Okay? That's a significant difference. It is. Because when I was 7, she was already a teenager. She was already like, so when we moved to Jersey, I was little. She was already getting ready to go to college, and she went to college far away. So when we moved to Jersey, I was in an elementary school. We moved to New Jersey from Manhattan, okay, which is a big difference. But you can say me and her grew up so different. Because I grew up, like, I moved here when I was, like, under 10 years old. So even though I lived in Manhattan when I was little, and even though we only moved literally 6 minutes away, but it's a completely different world. Like, after you cross the bridge that goes into Jersey where we live, like a very quiet area. It's not even called a town. It's called a village. It's so small, like, you know? This is my normal. But she never got experience. She never got used to Jersey because when we moved here, I was in elementary school and she was in her senior year of high school. So they never transferred her to high school here because she also went to like one of the best schools in the nation in New York City, private school. We didn't go to those schools, but she herself got a scholarship to them. And it was already her senior year, so they weren't going to take her out of that school, which now costs. She got a full scholarship because we could not afford that. You know what the tuition, which my sister looked up recently, it's fucking abusive. You know how much the tuition in that school? The school is called Riverdale Country Day School in New York City. The tuition, you can look it up, I think is like 80 grand a fucking year or something like that. I'm confused if it's 67,000 or 80,000 nonetheless per student per year. Isn't that fucking crazy? Talk about like not having equal opportunity, right? So anyway, so we couldn't go to those schools because we didn't get scholarships. Like my parents couldn't afford it. So since she had the opportunity to go to that school for free, my mom wasn't going to take her out for her last year, you know? And she went to an Ivy League university and everything. Again, that's what we're saying. Like, it's crazy, right? Like even though we grew up in the same home, we did have different opportunities. Not saying I went to a good school too, but I didn't go to an Ivy, you know? But she went to a prep school. Most of the kids that graduate from those schools go to Ivies and stuff. That's what their parents are paying for. Anyway, so she never had an experience to get used to Jersey. That was the whole point. Up until literally when she gave birth to her child that's turning 5 in a couple weeks. She was like, I'm not fucking living here. Dude, she bought a house in like Jersey, like deep, like 35 minutes from here, like like in the fucking forest, okay? Because we convinced her, like, you know, think about it, you can't be, New York City is not a place where you want to raise a baby. You have her, you know, it's better to have, you know, a suburban life. Go to a place where they have excellent schools. The public school system there is top notch, you know, etc. And now she can't see herself living in the city. You know? Like, she can't. She got used to this lifestyle. So it's one of those things, like, you might be keeping yourself small-minded because of everything you've ever known, everything you've ever been used to. But you have to give something a chance. And then before you know it, becomes your reality. That's just how it works. Like, it becomes your reality. Like, and now she, like, never goes to New York unless she really has to because it stresses her the fuck out. I'm like, that's crazy. Because you were the one that's like, F Jersey. I have nothing to do with Jersey. I would never live in Jersey. I can't stand Jersey. You know? You gotta try something new. Something like that. Something like that. I hope this reading is reaching who it needs to reach out. Expands your horizons. It would be nice if a card just like fell. Thanks. Like, no, not like this. Like on the table, just one. That's all we want. All we want is one card. There. Look, see? Number 28. Over yonder, it says, focus forward, anticipation, potential, eyes on the prize, and then it says choices and surprises. So like whatever choice this is, and I'm sorry, this seems to be very abstract, okay? But like I feel like it's specific to whoever's hearing it. Like it's gonna make sense to whoever's hearing it. All right. If you focus forward, you're going to be surprised. You're going to make choices and it's going to surprise you. And there is an element of what I'm saying, because all these images show like country. Okay? If we're talking about moving. It's me, hi, the problem is me. I don't know why I'm thinking about that song right now. Anything else you want to say, Spirit? This was an interesting reading. I hope it made sense. The heck? What's this? One horse town. Literally, it's a reference to the same shit. Boredom, monotony, small-mindedness. Branch out and move on. Novelty needed. Of course, this one ends up on the top every time. That's a reference to Georgia. Sweet as a Georgia peach. I don't know who that shit's from. I'm telling you, I always leave it here just for kicks. You could literally live in a city right now with 1 million fucking buildings. Like a dead center in the city, and still feel like you're in a one-horse town. It works like that. You might have had the illusion. You might have moved to a big city thinking that you're trying to find, you know, be where it's all at. But your career sucks and you're around the wrong people, so you're always alone in solitude anyway. Because your perspective is off. That's not what it's about. Meanwhile, you could live in the fucking forest where there's nothing to do, and you're around the right people. You're around your family, or you're around, you know, or what matters. And you're not going to feel so isolated. It's something like that, you know? There's a need for you to open your mind a little bit. There's a need for you to branch out and move on from whatever it is that you've been doing. And it's going to surprise you. I hope this made sense for someone. It's me. Hi. All the problem is me. I don't know. Whoa. What the heck? No. A whole new world. I'm telling you, lately I'm just bombarded with songs that like I don't see. Be open to success. Look at all the wonderful things you can do when you listen to your divine guidance. You've balanced so many different priorities and have come out a winner. There will be a lot of recognition and praise headed your way, but don't be shy. Allow others to shower you with gratitude, with the gratitude that you deserve. You got to be open to success. You got to be open to change. One more and I'm going to leave it. And I'm going to try to go to sleep. And I hope that this reached whoever needed to reach somehow, some way. Choose freedom. You need freedom from something. Okay? You're not free. Like you literally, I'm getting like you're after freedom, but you're everything but free. You're after freedom, but you're everything but free. Sometimes you may feel as though your way is blocked, but often it's just an illusion. You could free yourself from the obstacles that you are so focused on by choosing a different path. Turn your thoughts away from negativity and instead envision endless other possibilities you might act upon. With that, I'm going to close this out because that's literally what I started the reading with. And it's there verbatim, basically. Like, almost. Like, it could have been. And again, I'm sorry that this is one of those readings where I feel like these readings are always weird for me because I feel like it's like a very deep message and it's very, like I want it to be more specific, but this is what I'm getting. And I hope that it reached who it needed to in the way that it needed to. But there's a big element of you chasing freedom and actually not being free where you're at. Whereas your idea of what's not going to make you free or you're not going to like is actually what's going to bring you success. You have to open your mind to something different. I'm telling, like, the divine's trying to guide you towards a different route. I definitely see success elsewhere from where you're at. And it's okay to start over. I mean, what are you going to do? You don't waste time. All right, love and light, you guys.